shouldn't have ate one of those delicious. Who made those apple pie things? They're so good. We're live, by the way, but they're delicious.
Megan made them, and you know how many I've had?
No, Megan did not make them.
Megan Dove.
She didn't.
She didn't.
Her husband, Chris. He is like a baking extraordinaire, by the way.
If he's listening, Chris, I ate like 4 of those. Yeah. They're so good.
All right. Here we go. Here comes the intro. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, all you amazing people out there in podcast land, specifically those of you in and around Clinton, Iowa. That's right, the thriving metropolis of Clinton, located on the eastern side of the state of Iowa, right along the mighty Mississippi River. I want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton, again, is a nonprofit organization focused on economic development, community development, and tourism. As always, I am your host for today's show, Andy Sokolovich of Grow Clinton, joined in the studio by Jenny Home. Jenny, what's happening?
I'm telling you one thing I'm excited about tonight because I'm supposed to have my granddaughters tonight, and we're going to walk over to the Clinton High football game for homecoming.
Nice. You know, back in my day, if you wanted to take a young lady to homecoming, you just said, hey, do you want to go to homecoming? And they go, yeah, sure. And you're like, all right, cool. Now you have to go to like Hobby Lobby and buy yourself some poster board and like glitter and get all creative in the signage.
Let's taco about homecoming.
Yeah, but I would love to know. I'd love to do a survey, blind survey, of how many students actually make their own posters or mom does. Because, you know, moms will probably get all giddy about that.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a different world back when I went in the olden days. You were
Back in the day.
back in the olden times.
Would you like to get on my horse and buggy?
I think it is the kids doing it though, because have you ever seen them make their pants when they get
Oh my gosh.
graduation year and their whoever boyfriend's
Crazy.
name?
I did not get
alternating
that
color.
into it. I don't think I did anything like that.
We just wore like a wool skirt and a sweater.
A wool skirt
and a sweater,
and a sweater,
or
yeah.
just a nice dress from Penny's or something like that. And
Out of the catalog.
Times they are a-changing. You know what stays constant, though, Jenny?
what?
Well, that's right. High-speed fiber internet, folks. The Grow Clinton podcast is powered by Miles Communications. That's right, offering us wicked fast, high-speed internet here at the Grow Clinton podcast, so we can send this broadcast out free of any glitches, delays, buffering. Check them out, milestelephone.com. Again, milestelephone.com. If they're not in your neck of the woods, they are on their way. Great show today.
Yes, and we have 2 new sponsors.
2 new sponsors. That's
Wow.
right. We want to say thank you to AdCraft USA right here. Built, born, raised, like successful.
Yes.
Continuing to expand right here in Clinton. So shout out to Dan and all the guys over at AdCraft. Make sure you check them out online, AdCraft USA. And then also Citizens First Bank, member FDIC. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say for that one yet.
That's good. You gotta be
their
careful.
banks have so many rules.
That's right. You got to be careful.
So I have to be careful what I say, but they are a great supporter of the Grow Clinton podcast and Grow Clinton as an organization. Thank you to Citizens First Bank. All right, Jenny, we got Josh Eggers in the hizzy.
I'm loving it because it's 2 things I'm very passionate about.
Bacon and brew.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got Josh Eggers.
Yes.
If you don't know him, he is the director of the Department of Parks and Recreation for the
right.
city of Clinton.
That's right.
You know him, you love him, you know where to find him. But this Saturday, he'll be down there at Riverview Park by the Bandshell.
Yes,
How
sir.
many years has Bacon and Brew been going on?
Well, 7th annual this year.
7.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. So
7 years.
yeah, we're trying to grow the heck out of this thing.
So Bacon and Brew Fest happens tomorrow.
Yep.
That'll be October 4th, a Saturday.
Yep.
Down at the Bandshell. Kicks off at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
What can we expect for this year's event?
So we changed things up a little bit this year. We actually added another hour. So now we're going from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then 3 to 5, you're going to have the breweries on site and the food vendors on site competing for the coveted Best Bacon Inspired Food Item plaque. It's amazing. It's got a pig on it. It's really cool.
What kind of items have you had in the past that are just so different?
You know, Holly's Dogs went on a 5-year run where she won it, and she always had some sort of like bacon hot dog. We've had bacon caramel corn. We've had
Donuts, bacon
donuts. We've
Yum.
had bacon shrimp. I mean, we've literally run the gambit this year, but we've got 5 great competitors this year between Hy-Vee, Holly's Dogs is back, Mike's Fun Foods is back, T Daddy's Barbecue's back, and Deanna's Java Cafe, who I think is the reigning champion from last year, is Deanna, I believe.
But that
All
T Daddy's, he just won the state.
So
what was that?
We
won
had
the
to do a
barbecue
pivot.
competition.
It was supposed to have been Rural Rumps.
That's the guy.
But they just got a brand new trailer.
Oh.
And it wasn't quite going to be ready yet. So we inserted T Daddy Barbecue at the last minute. So
Very nice.
So it's Rural Rumps that won at the state.
the state fair. Yes. And actually,
young guy too.
he is Tyler. He actually works for us in the Parks and Rec department. He's a great,
jeez, I didn't know
great
that.
kid. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, T Daddy's
Okay.
is right there. I think they're going to be across.
Does that mean
the
you guys
river.
are eating barbecue all the time?
Well, not as much as you would think.
Ah,
I'm
jeez.
going to have to work on that.
You
Actually,
suck it up to the bosses, bringing in a rump roast.
No, we
But
should get some
that-
samplings. But
That's a good pivot, though, into
Yeah.
T Daddy's. That's great.
it is. So 3 to 5 we'll be doing the events, the games. We have the keg toss. We've got the Steinhold. Andy Sokolovich, our wonderful MC for the event. He'll be there. And then we've got multiple breweries on site. I think more breweries this year on site than we've ever had. We've always represented like up to 15 breweries, but a lot of those were served by 7Gs. But this year we've got Potosi, which is new. Seven Hills will be representing this year. We've got 5 Cities Brewing. We've got Big Grove. We've got Wide River Winery. And then I think we'll also be representing Exile, Reunion, Toppling Goliath. I mean, all your favorites are going to be there.
So Exile, they make Ruthie.
Yes.
One of my faves. They have a Ruthie pumpkin that's out right now.
Have you
It's
tried
common
it?
this time of year.
It's really good.
Everything's
Okay.
pumpkin spice this
Pumpkin
time of year,
everything.
right?
Really good. I made a pumpkin beer one time.
You did not.
I did. It was a hardcore home brewer for a long time. Had a huge 15.5 gallon all grain gravity fed system. And, you make your standard amber ale and then you just add pumpkin to it. But what they don't tell you is when you go and you have to remove the wort or the unfermented beer, it goes through this little filter at the bottom of your brew kettle. And the filter gets quickly clogged
yeah.
with the guts of the pumpkin. So
Oh,
that
you
was
were actually using actual
Actual
pumpkin,
pumpkin.
not just the spice. You're
Yeah.
actually using
Not
pumpkin.
just
I
Wow.
used pumpkin
Flavoring.
and
Good for
spice
you.
and cinnamon and nutmeg, and
Yeah.
it turned out all right. But let's just say it went from an 8-hour process like a 16-hour process because my flow when I was pulling, because you're not supposed to just drain it out quick. You're not supposed to just open it up nice and slow and steady because you don't want to introduce a whole bunch of oxygen, and that took forever with the clogged
And
filters.
see, this just shows how passionate people are, really, honestly, are about beer.
I feel like he could do an entire show just on the process of making beer. I was fascinated in that 30 seconds.
I did it for a while.
That's
I loved
pretty
it.
awesome.
It was all because Dogfish Head. If you're familiar with Dogfish Head, we now have it here in Iowa. They've sold out to one of the big brewers. But back in the day, they had a Milton brewery, and then they had a brew pub down in Rehoboth Beach in Delaware, and I was stationed in Dover, so it was only like 15 miles to the brewery, and I've gone through that thing so many times I could have given the tour. In fact, when I'd show up with a bunch of people for a tour, like when I was taking family or friends down, that's what they say. They're like, "Hey, do you just want to give this?" But
Yeah.
they would have a homebrew club that would meet behind the brew pub once a month, and we would sit there and just brew beer
That's awesome.
and then
Neat.
consume a lot of beer. But it was fun.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
So Riverview Bacon and Brew Fest, 7th annual, happening this Saturday, the 4th of October. You can buy your tickets online if you're watching this live on Facebook or any of your socials. I do have the link available in the show notes in the comment section or above in the description. You can also just search on Facebook Riverview Bacon and Brew. It's also there, Riverview Bacon and Brew 2025, Bacon and Brew Fest, whatever you find it. You can click on the link at the top of the event description, and that'll take you to a Ticket Spice page where you can purchase your ticket for the event.
So you're talking about games. Let's pretend I've never been there. Tell me about the games.
Oh, the games are great. So not only do you have the bacon and the food going from 3 to 5, you've also got the keg toss, which there's like a little corridor of hay bales.
Yes.
And there's a men's and a women's competition, and it's literally an overhead throw backwards. See how far you can throw a keg.
gosh.
And we're talking like 25, 30 feet. Some of these people really get into it and they're very strong. We've got trophies for that. And around 4 o'clock, we'll do a Steinhold. It's like this huge like quart-sized glass full of water, and you literally hold it. It's a feat of strength, they call it.
Yep.
And you hold it out as long as you can without breaking plane and without spilling the water. We don't want to waste beer, so we spill water. And then the last person standing wins that.
How long does that
We had a
usually go?
young lady win that one year.
We have, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so how long does somebody usually do that?
Oh,
Longer than you think.
3 to 5 minutes, probably. I mean, yeah.
You have some that you have some dudes that come in, chest swole, got big diesel forearms, and they last like 30 seconds,
Because
right?
they can't hold their own
And then
arm up.
you'll have these little petite ladies show up, and they're just like, boom.
Yep.
And I am sure it has something to do with like the distance of because I would just imagine basic physics. If your arms are really long and you're holding it far out from your body and it's that amount of weight versus shorter arms closer to your trunk, it's probably a little easier. I don't know.
I think what you said about the amount, just the sheer amount of your
Yeah.
weight, if you're that big.
Yeah.
So a T-Rex would do very well as well.
Yes, T-Rex.
Hey,
Oh, I should make that shirt.
that should be,
That should be a
your
shirt.
logo.
That should be a shirt.
That's
T-Rex
right.
holding a
100%.
stein saying, I won the feats of
Yeah.
strength. I love it.
Do it.
But we've also got a trailer with 3 big screen TVs, so we'll have all the college football games. So we don't want anybody to miss out on that stuff.
Smart.
So the bacon, the beer vendors, the games that are going on, the TV games, and then at 5:00 we've got Sins and Roses, which is the region's top Guns N' Roses tribute band. We're very excited about it this year. It's one of the bigger bands we've had because we're trying to draw more of a regional draw. We're trying to grow this thing as much as possible. And I think they performed at the Wild Rose Casino, and people that went there had rave reviews. So we're pretty excited to bring them on board.
They, people love live music. And one thing our Sarah Smith at this office said, she put a post up about what's going on this weekend. And she said, if you're saying there's nothing to do in Clinton, you must be talking about a different Clinton because
I
this
agree.
sounds like a great event.
Yeah, this really is. And if you've never tried it, if you've never checked it out, if it's whatever's holding you back from trying it, it's $25 to get in. But think about it. You're trying all of those beer vendor samples.
Right.
You get the mug that goes with it. You get those samples for free. You're not paying for those. The food vendors, it is a $2 charge for their sample size bacon item. But I mean, for minimal cost, you're going to go and enjoy and have a great time and listen to one of the bigger bands in the area that.
See, that's the thing. It's minimal because you $25, bands are expensive.
You could drink $25 and sample beers in like 20 minutes.
You can spend $25 going through fast food.
Challenge
like
accepted.
That.
Yes, you can. I
know?
went through a local fast food joint
Yeah.
with my daughter last night because we didn't have a ton of time. And as much as I like to create a wholesome family meal, sometimes a busy schedule does not allow it. And I know there's people out there going, you could meal prep. And no, I just don't have
I
time.
don't-
I don't have patience. I
My
don't have the
mind
attention
doesn't,
span.
work
So
like that.
anyways, we went through and it was just her and I, and she gets a kid's meal and it was like $24.
I know.
So
think
crazy.
about that. I mean, $25 for 3 to 7, and it's a lot of great entertainment. That band you're talking about, I've heard great things about that band.
Sins and Roses.
And we
Sins
added
and
an
Roses.
extra hour. So, I mean, it's now a 4-hour event.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna
your
be awesome.
value this year has been added so much that, I mean, that $25 is a drop in the hat.
And the weather's going to be
it's
amazing.
going to be amazing. And when we first started this in 2019, I think it was, the tickets were $20 back then. So we've only raised $5 in the course of 7 years.
Yeah.
And you're getting a much better product even now.
Considering inflation, that's amazing that
It is.
it's only been $5.
It is. And we try to use these dollars. So we offset a lot of youth sports scholarships for folks, and we don't have any funds that offset that. So
Yes.
we try to run programs and activities like this that help generate revenue to help offset that. So
Aha.
it really does go to help, a good cause.
That's a good
I
point.
didn't know
it's
that.
not just going
Yeah.
into Josh Egger's pocket.
Yeah, I don't see a dime.
Doesn't
so-
support his pay increase,
No,
but all those youth sports that you offer, from soccer to flag football, and the list goes on and on and on.
It does.
It costs money.
Well, and in Clinton, I think is one of the higher populations for free and reduced lunch. So people that qualify is higher than our community than some of the other communities you deal with. So we do have a large population that does benefit from having those sponsorship opportunities. So this is just a great way
I'm
to
ashamed of
supplement
myself.
that.
Yeah, I didn't know that that's where the money was going. I
Yep,
didn't
that's
even
where it's
think
going.
about it.
So you got to get out there and help support youth sports.
Yeah.
That's right. Bacon and Brew this coming Saturday. Gates open at 3:00 right down there at the Riverview Bandshell. Sarah Smith asked on Facebook, "What's the women's record?" I'm assuming.
Don't ask. I don't know.
I time it every year, but I do not know.
Yeah.
I just know that they press me every single year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had like the smallest little ladies just show up and
we've
rock
only
that.
got one trophy for the Steinhold just because it could go any different way. Now the keg toss, we've got a men's and a women's typically, but for the Steinhold, it's literally anybody's game.
Oh yeah, never underestimate the
And then
women
for a
in beer.
while there, we used to do who could eat a pound of bacon the fastest. That used to get a little sloppy.
That was
could do that.
nerve wracking. The first year we did that.
It's just like a greasy puddle of bacon.
Yeah,
give
and
it to
everybody
me,
thinks
I'll do
I
it.
could eat a pound of bacon. Well,
Yeah.
when you see a pound of cooked bacon on a plate, it's massive. So people were like laboring through it; they couldn't get through it. So the next year we did a pound of pre-cooked weight, and then it was a little more palatable. But we were spending 7 minutes, 10 minutes.
So there's no time limit. There's no,
No,
clock.
it's just that-
it would
oh,
take
let me
forever
get-
because
people
they
start
couldn't
off too
get through
fast.
it. Right? It doesn't
Yeah.
dissolve. It just
It's one of those things where, remember that show Man versus Food? That's
Yes.
nothing that's on
Yeah.
anymore. That
Yes.
guy would sit there and try to eat like these gigantic burgers. That's what it was like watching. It's like they all showed up very confident, sat down, got in their little position, shoulders kind of hunched over, ready to just shove their mouth full of bacon. And after like the third or fourth piece, they were like, okay. And then you would start to see the meat sweats.
it was a labor of love. Like they were literally laboring by the end of that. Like I can't.
And you don't
finish
think
this
that,
plate.
but I mean, I'm a big talker. When I was a little girl at Happy Joe's, they had this big bowl it looked like a big, like a cup. What is it?
Yeah, whatever,
Goblet,
there's stuff in it.
Goblet.
And you ate it all.
I thought I could, and you got an award if you did. If you don't get sick, and I got sick, so I'm a big talker. But I
It's
bet
just
you
like that gallon of milk.
I was going
challenge.
to say the same thing. I've seen it done. I've seen it done.
no thanks.
Yep.
Yeah,
I saw one person do it. One person pulled it off that I know of.
I've
No.
seen it done too, but about 30 seconds later, he was relieving himself of all that milk. That's a lot of lactose.
I was,
That's
I was
too
that even a
much.
thing. Like, I was in my 20s. We're at a bar, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, the gallon of milk challenge." I'm like, why is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Who made that?
At least
Hey,
it's better
man.
than a Tide Pod challenge, right?
Oh, jeez. All these challenges. You know what a challenge? This has nothing to do with bacon and brew. So my nephew calls my wife the other night,
Yeah.
and she answers the phone. And it's weird. I mean, he's got a phone, but he doesn't really call us. And he's on the phone. He's like, he calls her Mimi. He says, Mimi, I got a really bad grade on my test, and I can't show my mom, and I have to get somebody to sign it.
no.
Will you come and sign it for me? And then I'm sitting there like, oh, my heart's breaking because it
Yeah.
sounds like he's crying. And my wife goes, well, you can't lie to your mom. You got to get her to
Right.
sign it. And he's like, and she's like, are you crying? He's just like, and all of a sudden he starts laughing, and his mom's there. You passed the test. So I guess the TikTok trend. They're trying to call these people like loved ones, family,
Yes.
friends, and they get the kid to come and.
All kinds of those
Gosh.
going on. Like calling your ex and telling them good night.
Oh my gosh!
No thanks.
I tell you what, people are crazy.
What a time to be alive, right?
Right.
Time
No
to be
kidding.
alive. Bacon and Brew again happening this Saturday, the 4th of October. Buy your tickets online. You can just search Bacon and Brew Fest 2025, Clinton, Iowa, on the old Google search engine, or you can go to Facebook, search Riverview Bacon and Brew Fest. You'll find the link to the Ticket Spice page where you can purchase your tickets. Tickets will be scanned at the gate. Gates will open up promptly at 3:00. Correct?
Yep. And you can buy at the gate as well.
Okay.
So we'll have cash where if you want to pay cash at the gate, you can. It's $30 tomorrow at the gate. Otherwise, it's $25 today. You can either buy it at the link that you sent, or you said check out the Facebook page, or at the Erickson Center. We're open until 5 p.m. If you want to save some processing fees, you can pay there with cash or check until 5 p.m. today if you'd rather do that. So
All right. You're not going to want to miss it, folks.
lots of options to
At
buy.
the door, is it just cash at the door then, or
No, you can still scan a code.
okay?
Yep.
All right, good.
We'll have the QR code right there.
Yep. So pay at the door, extra $5, or you can go ahead early. Click on the link. Again, we'll have a Guns N' Roses tribute band known as Sins
Cannot wait.
and Roses.
Yeah.
They'll be playing from 5 to 7. From 3 to 5, we'll chill, relax, hang out, enjoy your friends, cruise around, get some brew samples. We will also have the JCs on site the whole time, selling the large tall boy
The real
beverages.
thing, the big
The
thing.
domestics for those
Yeah,
that don't have the
domestics.
palate for the IPAs.
for those
or-
people that just consume Busch Light.
Yeah,
you want to
well,
be
go down the style.
inclusive,
That's
right?
me. That's me. One of those
You
guys.
don't like craft beer? Or anything?
I will sample them at this particular event, but I typically stick to Busch Light. It's just my
I can't
nature.
do it, man. I've tried. I have a lot of friends, much like yourself, love Busch Light. And, we will go to a fancy restaurant like in Galena or something
Yep.
like that, sit down, and we'll go around and they'll show the wine list and everybody will get a cocktail. And next thing you know, we'll go, Busch Light Tall Boy. And they look at us like, I don't know if we have that. What is it? Busch Light.
Yeah.
If not, I'm gonna go down to the gas station and BYOB here at the
It
restaurant.
never disappoints.
But when you go on vacation, and that's one of the first things you look for is like, all right, where's my bush light? Because hardly any stores once you get down south or
Yeah. Well, I'm
Dedicated.
just tickled pink because I was in Galena last week and I walked up to the bar at the golf course there at the General in the Territories, and right there on tap was my Yingling.
Oh, you love it.
And I love it. There's nothing more nostalgic than sipping on a cold Yingling lager.
isn't it one of the oldest breweries in
The
the
oldest
country?
brewer.
It is
brewery,
the oldest.
Yep.
Yeah.
In Pottsville, Pennsylvania. They eventually sold out as well, but they have a great tour opportunity there in Pottsville. You can go and check out where they make the beer. And then also it's just really cool to have immediate access to it. Because prior to that, I do believe it was Ohio, I think, as far west.
Ooh.
And then it went to Indiana, and then eventually it hit Illinois. So
Man, he's a
Taking it
beer
over.
connoisseur
He
over here.
is beer connoisseur.
I just I like good craft beers. I really do. And that's what got me into home brewing. But this is what events like this I really enjoy. What we got to think about is for one of the years, a lot of times when you go to a beer tasting festival, especially if there's a lot of craft brewers there, is they wear a lanyard that they attach
pretzels?
with pretzels.
Yeah, we
so
thought
they
about that.
cleanse the palate every time
Yeah.
they have a new beer so it doesn't mess up.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet, but
Clean slate.
we are constantly evolving this thing. Like even this year, the first 6 years we said, let's feature the bacon and the brew side of things, and then we'll just have background music. So there was always a band playing the whole time. So then we said, well, maybe to grow, we need to feature more of the music. So that's why we kind of separated them a little bit and had the bacon and the brew piece in the beginning, and then everybody could just focus on the band, at the end. So we're going to see how that goes. And I've always said, if we can grow this thing to about 1,000 people, we'll look to get a bigger nationally known act on a stage, not somebody like a Jason Aldean like we just had, obviously, but like one of those opening acts on one of those days that maybe we could bring here that you've probably heard a song or two on the radio.
That'd be cool.
We'd like to try to grow to that in the end.
Yeah.
So would you consider this like a family event too?
It is a family event. We used to be 21 and older. We were going by the Parks Master Plan and trying to find more things for adults to do, and the teens and tweens and youth and adult. Everybody had their different pockets of people you were trying to have something for. We have tons of stuff for youth, right? We have tons of stuff for senior programs, but some of the adult only ones, we made it 21 and older. This year we took that off. So you can bring your kiddos, because nothing we've seen in the last 6 years makes us think that you couldn't have.
Josh doesn't mess
Right
around.
there.
One year he kicked the mayor out.
I'll kick this kid out. Yeah.
I
Kid out?
I think Beckett was in a.
It was
or
one of the
Bennett,
early
what's his
years.
name? Beckett. What is it? I don't know.
Bennett. I think.
Bennett.
Yeah.
But he was in a.
In a stroller. Here comes
Josh
Morgan.
kicked him out.
Here comes Scott. And we're like,
Kicked
I
the
don't,
mayor
I don't
out.
know if I specifically did. I might have delegated. I'm like, oh crap, that kid can't.
So
be
not
here.
only you kicked him out, but you didn't even do it yourself.
And now look at it. So like 2 peas in a pod, him and I. So I mean, we took that off. And it's like, we don't charge for it. If somebody wants to do a donation for bringing their kid, we'll take it. But otherwise, it's just the 21 and olders are the ones that are going to get the most benefit out of it, because they can drink it they choose to responsibly, we hope. But then if you're under that, 20 and younger, just do a donation. You can still enjoy the food and still enjoy the band. So we made it a little bit more family friendly in that regard. So,
and I'm really impressed that this is for youth sports. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Now, when you say it's for youth sports, what I mean by that is we try to offer other programs besides our normal program
Right.
that does generate revenue. This is a revenue generator for us. So it does help alleviate the cost and allows us to be able to do more scholarships for those kids. So
That's great.
Good.
yeah.
All right, sir. Well, I will see you tomorrow. I will probably arrive 2:30ish.
Yep, I'll be there around noon-ish, give or
Yep,
take.
not going to be there at noon.
I do have to leave at 3:30 for about a half an hour. My daughter's senior pictures up at Eagle Point Park. So homecoming is tomorrow. I'm sorry, homecoming pictures, not senior pictures. Homecoming pictures tomorrow.
Eagle Point Park, you said,
Eagle
right?
Point
Right.
Park, yeah. So I can't
Best
be missing
place.
that. But we'll be off and running
Yeah.
by 3:30. It'll be all.
Well,
good
I
to
saw
go.
the Arboretum is tore up from the floor up right now.
Yeah.
Because they're doing all that stuff to the old
yeah.
Pickle Hop home, and it's amazing work, and it's going to be a great project. But I've been seeing a lot of people try to navigate the construction to go down there and take pictures, and it's getting more and more difficult to. They have a silt fence there and a boundary around the. Like a border around the property where they're doing the construction. So do use caution.
No.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Oh
walk
my
my dogs
gosh.
down there, and it's not a big deal. It's just me and my dog. But today I was watching some people. Well, it wasn't today. When was it? I can't remember. They were doing. It must have been a group of folks getting some family pictures done, but they were trying to navigate around all the.
In heels.
Yeah.
What if you're in
Wasn't-
heels?
wasn't good.
Well,
Oh.
in Eagle Point Park too, and it's not just because I'm with Parks and Recreation. We just went there for Northeast homecoming pictures last week, so we were there for that. It's so beautiful,
Oh,
and it's so well
perfect.
manicured this year. The grounds facilities team through Public Works does an amazing job upkeeping that place. If you have not been there in a while, go drive through and look at the waterfall area with the flowers and the letters.
It is gorgeous.
For Eagle Point. It is
Beautiful.
absolutely stunning.
Look
And not only-
look for Sasquatch, Bigfoot up there.
That's right.
Right?
Not only that, but I think Eagle Point is one of those places in town that we take for granted. And who wouldn't want to be in a beautiful dress in front of a castle?
100%.
I mean, really, that
Well,
is.
me, I would want that.
I'd
Yeah.
like to see that.
you don't like castles?
I don't like. Yeah, I would not pick the castle, but the dress, the dress is fine. No, I say you down with EPP. Yeah, you know me. Eagle Point Park, baby. All right, Josh. Well, kudos to you for hosting another great event. I will see you tomorrow down at Riverview Bandshell again for the 2025 Bacon and Brew Fest presented by Clinton, Iowa's Parks and Recreation Department. Be sure to come by. Again, you can buy your tickets online. You can just do a quick Google search for Bacon and Brew Fest 2025. Tickets are available on Ticket Spice, or go to the Facebook event page. Just search Bacon and Brew Fest Clinton. It'll pop up. You can buy your tickets via that link as well. Jen, you got a lot going on the rest of the week? Oh, it's Friday.
It's
Perfect.
Friday, but this weekend I have my granddaughters, and it's going to be fun. But it's they're still young enough where it's kind of mood dependent on what we do.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old. Yesterday I picked her up from school. You would have thought she was shot in the leg. She has a bug bite.
Ow!
And she's back there just losing her mind. And it was so bad that we ended up skipping gymnastics because she would not calm down.
Aw.
And I knew it wasn't going to get any better. And if I take her to gymnastics in that mindset, she won't go in and tumble and do all that stuff. So
Not having
we
it.
ended up coming back to the office here and hanging out.
Aw.
And then she was fine. And then she stuck about 1 million Post-its on my wall. So I had to come in and get those off.
Cute. Why? Leave them.
Well, yeah, I love her. She's awesome. But
Save
yeah.
those. I've got Post-its from my oldest is 21. I've still got them in my drawer, so
Yep.
cherish those and save them.
Yeah, I
have
have stuff. My daughter, my oldest daughter, when I was on the air with Chris Streets on Mac 94.7, she came in one time with me and she sat there and colored a picture of Chris and I.
Yeah.
Like she just hand drew it and it was pretty cool.
I have from Andy's 2 oldest kids pictures on my wall in my office, and one of them is a portrait of me drawn by your daughter.
Yeah, was it good?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
Very
that's awesome.
talented.
Very
Very
good.
talented. So after this episode recording, I'm going to go put some furniture together in our new tourism side of the
You have
house at
so
719 South 2nd Street. And thanks to our sponsors, AdCraft and Citizens First Bank, member FDIC, I'm going to install our new microphones.
I can't
Shure
wait.
SMB7, SM7B, whatever it is. They're the top of the line podcast mics. It's what Rogan uses. I've wanted them forever, but I could not in good conscience put the corporate credit card on an Amazon and buy that thing. So now that we have our sponsors, I'm hooking it up and we're going to install some new
Can't
mics.
believe,
So
I can't believe it's happening.
I got the secondhand microphones.
That's it.
Is that
Yeah.
what
Last one.
the good ones are coming out tomorrow?
Last one.
We waited to put them up until after you were
Yeah,
done.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
It's
That's
going to
how
make
it
a
is.
considerable difference, but I'm spoiled.
You'll be
that way.
back. You'll be back.
I'm sure.
All right, everybody. Again, thank you to Miles Communications hooking us up with high-speed fiber internet. MilesTelephone.com. Again, MilesTelephone.com. See if they're serving your area. But if they are not, that sounds better.
Yeah.
If they are not, they will be there very soon. Again, my name's Andy Sokolovich. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Until I see you again, stay classy, folks. Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.